we are hearing good things, we are living in good atmosphere, but there are certain people who don't get those situations, those kind of environment and atmosphere. So what is my duty and your duty? Try to culture them. You need to work on them. We need to work on them.
So I just want to say, so today we have actually spoken to you so much and we have come up with so many ideas. But today, once we are out of the college,
Yes.
for example,
Yes.
Traffic rules.
Yeah.
Somebody catches somebody at for not wearing their helmet or not having a license. How is it helping out?
Let me tell you my experience. Since you posed a question of the similar kind, let me tell you my experience. Maybe you may do the same. I would not encourage you to do the same, but depends on you. One time I was going in a car, just going in the green signal itself. The constable, he stopped me. I said, I was in the green signal. How can you charge me with a fine? No way. I'm not going to give you. Immediately he said, no problem, give me 50 bucks, you can go. I said, no way. I'm not going to give you that 50 bucks. No chance. Then he said, come speak to the inspector. I said, okay, I'll speak to the inspector. Inspector was there on the bike, and I came walking and I said, sir, I was there on the green signal. No way, I'm not going to give. I fear God, I said. I said, I fear God. No way, I'm not going to give you. He said, hey, don't raise the finger, he said. He said, don't raise the finger. He pointed at me like this. I said, you don't raise the finger. You getting me? I said, you don't raise the finger. To whom am I speaking? To the police inspector. I'm not encouraging you to do that. And I said, you are a social worker. You're working for the public. You're working for the public here. You're working for the citizens of India. So you have to give me respect also. Give respect. And immediately the crowd came around, and the policeman said, okay, you get away. The crowd came and the policeman said, you get away. So it was just me, single man, single-handedly. When I spoke for justice, God was with me. Whether public was there with me or not, that is secondary. But if you're speaking for justice, no matter in which language you want to call your God as, God is with you.
When you were traveling, you had time, you had patience, you were not hurrying with any of the things. Everything was calm.
Okay.
If I give you a situation
Yeah.
where you were somewhere in the hospital,
Okay.
in a dying stage, and you have to be there
Yeah.
at a specified time.
Yes.
Would you have this particular patience? Whatever you're
Okay, sister, I do. Very good question. Once again, the counter question is very nice. My wife is right here. I have to say something which she may not like it, but still, because the question is posed. See, when it came to the question of patience, the patience, when you are hurrying and you have to do certain things and you have to be on time. Today, what happened was, I had plans to leave my place by 9 o'clock in the morning. I stay in Jayanagar. But what happened, myself and my wife to get ready, it happened 9:45, 9:30, 9:45. And I was worried. I have to reach this place very far. And I am burning inside. And my wife is there next to me. And she's saying, how about having breakfast? She's like, how about having breakfast? Are you all right? Would you like to have some water? I didn't want to speak. Say, I didn't want to speak at all. I didn't want to speak at all, because if I speak, it will be negative. If I speak, I would speak something wrong. I know about me. So I was like holding myself. I'm not speaking anything, but I have to understand she has got true concern for me. But my mind is somewhere else. But what I have to do, I have to fight myself. Why I had to fight? Because I have to talk on a very important subject. If I don't practice in myself, how can my words would have any impact at all? So I have to fight myself. And believe me, having patience is a very hard thing. The strong man is not who is able to wrestle another and put him down. The strong man is not he. The strong man is he who is able to have control over his anger. Everybody can get angry. I can get angry for some small instance, but you're not going to do that. You have a gesture to maintain. As a receptionist, somebody comes to your hotel, somebody comes and asks, some drunkard comes and says, hey lady, what are you doing? Immediately you say, yes sir, can I help you? Maybe inside you may curse him, Inside you can curse him. This guy, this fat moron is come here. You can say that. But outside, yes sir, can I help you? No matter what she says. You can see this even amongst the air hostess. You find so many cases where some drunkards would start pulling their hands and all that. But still, I've always found them, with that smile in their face. Yes sir, how can I help you? The gestures. So we need to maintain, no matter what, if somebody is making us get angry, he's instigating us, whatever the situation is, you need to have patience. And there are three kinds of patience. Let me just brief it up. Three kinds of patience. Whatever moral values that you know, if you are being committed to that, that is one level of patience. If you think that you are not going to smoke, forever you're going to stay away from smoke, that is also patience. Staying away from evil, when the whole society is indulging in it, that is also patience. When some calamity happens to you, some bad, evil time has touched you, at that point of time, you are able to face the world by considering this as a decree of God. That is another level of patience. If you're having this level of patience, you will become very strong. And believe me, strong men rule the world. If you want to be strong, what is the key? You need to work on yourself. You need to work on your family structure, your family ties. You need to work on that. Once you work, then you can lead the people. If you can't do that, you will never be able to do that.
And changing society and all. Let me ask you something, sir. Is there actually something on ethics? Because yesterday's ethics is not today's ethics. Sometime back, we had in Hindu community, Sati. Sometime back, there was something called Sati, which was followed mostly by the Hindu community. At that time, that was an ethic. The wife has to jump in the husband's funeral died. That was ethical, that was appreciated and respected. But later, the same society changed it, and that is not an ethic anymore. Same similar, now we are all facing on another thing, is against all, most of the religion, the gay and the lesbian culture is unethical. But I fear, within not much span of time, that will become ethical. So what exactly is
What is ethic and what is not ethical? Let me tell you with one of the statements given by George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard Shaw happened to say, religion remained the same, religion remained one, but its versions are many. Religion remained one, religion remained the same, but its versions are many. Meaning, all through the times, what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad, what is good and evil, what is righteousness, what is wise, every time, at every point of time, it was the same. It was the same. But versions were made by human beings. Yes. But let me tell you, if you're talking about the lesbian and the gay culture today, according to the Indian law, Article 359 or come again? 349? Okay. In those times, say about 50 years back, it was considered to be a criminal act. That is to have a relationship with same sex. That was considered to be a criminal act. Now today they are decriminalizing, saying that it is no more a criminal act. Now let us analyze, is this a new trend or no? If you happen to read the Bible, you'll find in the book of Genesis itself, wherein during the time of Lot, the prophet Lot, there were a people who were engaged in this practice in those times itself, and the lands of Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's the reason the name Sodomy came. So this is not a new thing. What was considered evil then, it is still considered evil unless and until people don't want to be religious. There is one community which wants to be religious. There is one community which does not want to be religious. Be it any brand of name you want to give, be it you want to give it a Christian or a Muslim or anything, if you go by the scriptures, this is considered as an evil act. It is deemed to be evil also. But if they have condemned the act of homosexuality and lesbianism. But today they are free thinkers, as I said, free thinkers, they don't have any boundaries. Outside the boundary, they think. Okay. Okay, brother asked a very important question. Brother asked a very important question. How many of you know Salman Khan? You know? Shah Rukh Khan? You know? Okay. Okay, let me tell you. Brother said the Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, they all smoke and they are still respectable in the society. Brother said they are still respectable in the society. Idols of today's generations, isn't it? Let me tell you, you know Sanjay Dutt? Khalnayak. Nayak nahi? Yes, yes. I've also crossed through all the situations. The attitude of घूमेंगे, फिरेंगे, नाचेंगे, गाएंगे, आयश करेंगे. So let me tell you, we see them in the screen. What happens beyond the screen is something different. Abhishek Bachchan recently, he hit the light boy. Why? Because he was angry. He was frustrated, and all that he could show his anger on was on a light boy. And Sanjay Dutt, many times he has belted Salman Dutt also. A lot of people, he has punched people, and he says, there's nothing wrong. So what they come in the screen, you know, in the television, they work on the script. The script says that they have to be gentlemen. The script says they are just going to marry one person. The script says that he is against, obscenity. But what happens beyond that is, Salman Khan we know very well. We know Abhishek Bachchan also. But we know the episode which went in between, which I don't want to say. If you're following up the whole thing, people who know, let them understand. Because I want to even preserve my sister there. She is also my sister. Hope she will reform something. You know whom I'm talking about? She is my sister, once again. Vivek Oberoi in the picture we have. So many things we have. But why we want to get into that? I'm just telling you, a hint is sufficient for your question. What you see in the screen is not what in their lifestyle is. Their lifestyle is totally different, my dear. It is not going to be worth, emulating. It's not worth following that. So look into those people who have led their lives. If you say that you want to follow Jesus Christ, I'm with you. If you say you want to follow Prophet Muhammad, I'm with you. If you say that you want to follow Moses and Abraham, Noah, I'm with you, because I respect all the prophets. And they all spoke on moral, ethical values.
Patience, and you spoke about all this, there are the qualities in a good human being. But today, in a world which is being dominated by complacent and selfish people, to what extent can the good human beings survive in this world? And in our Islam, it said that giving interest and taking interest is a big sin. It's forbidden. But today, how can we survive without loans and...
Yes, sister asked a very good question, that as far as she being a Muslim, she says that it is forbidden for her to indulge in interest. She believes in interest-free economy, wherein there is no give and take of interest. Loans for interest is totally taboo. Totally, it's not allowed. But the thing here is that the current situation is such that it is not going to help you. Now, what am I going to do, or what are you going to do? You need to build up an infrastructure. You know what is right and what is wrong. Why don't you actually think of a system, an interest-free banking system? If you think you can think of an entrepreneur. You can think of it, and if you believe in it. First is in your thoughts. What you believe, that becomes your thoughts. What's your thoughts? That becomes your actions. What's your actions? That becomes your habit. What's your habit? That becomes your character. What's your character? That's your destiny. That's your destiny.
Every person would want to aim at profit. If you start any organization,
Yes.
aiming at profit. So interest-free...
Yes, you can. Even in interest-free banking system, you can make profit. You can make profit. Yes, the Malaysian government has really worked on it. You know how it can make profit? I'll just give you a glimpse of it. Say, for example, you are owning the bank. You are the owner of the bank. And if I want to buy a car, or for example, I want to get some money as loan from you, I need 2 lakhs to start a Pani Puri stall. Pani Puri stall, simple man I am. So you are a banker who is willing to give me 2 lakhs. So I am the person who's going to manage the show. and you are going to share the profit and loss in the business.